All right. Hello, guys and gals. Hello. Hello, hello. How is your day doing? Are you having fun? Have you had a wonderful day today? Hope so. Oh man, mine's been crazy. Been running ragged since the gun fired this morning. Finally get a moment to sit down and relax a little bit. So we're gonna fire up the stream and get started with a little farm sim today. A little change of pace. We'll do farm sim until 7 p.m. tonight, and then at 7 it is off to the 7 Days to Die server for our Thursday night 7 days, and it's Horde Night, day 238. So yeah, that is what we shall be doing today. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Gonna take a break from eco, just so that we can get back into the farming a little bit, and then also tomorrow is Farming Friday with another one of our Farm Sim giveaways, as we are giving away copies of Farm Sim 19 every Friday during the stream. But anyways, today we're going to pick up where we left off over on UMRV. So I'm going to be doing some bale collection today. That's basically what we're going to be doing. As we're going to get that done. So let me get over to the server. Oh, wait, I got to do one thing, guys. Hang on, I forgot to pop in the audio for it. I need to set up hotkeys for all this on my stream deck. It's like you never have enough hotkeys, you know? I watched this guy on Linus Tech Tips the other day who was talking about how to add a second keyboard in and have all the macro, every key on there be a macro. And I was actually really curious about it because, God, I could use about 20 more hotkeys. Anyways, howdy. Hope everybody is doing well today. Oh, I had one thing I wanted to show you guys. Well, I'll show you guys later. When we make the change over to 7 days, I'll show you the new logo I'm working on. I messed around with it last night for quite a bit. Anyway, so let's get this thing going. Some nights I get in that I can't sleep mode thing, you know? Well, it's most nights I get into that I can't sleep mode thing. Girlfriend hates it, but, you know, it just is what it is, you know? I get into that, like I can lay down and I feel like I'm just about to fall asleep, and then I'm wide awake. And it's absolutely annoying. So I hit it last night. I got done with the eco stream last night and was feeling tired. I mean, the eyes were drooping. I was like, when I ended the eco stream last night after doing 9 hours of eco, I was pretty exhausted last night, I gotta tell you. And I thought, you know, I'm gonna have a bite to eat. Girlfriend's gonna come home around midnight and we're gonna hang out for just a little bit, maybe shell a little bit more peas, and then I'm going to bed. And I will probably sleep well tonight. Nah. I went and laid down, and the next thing I knew, I was back up on the computer working on artwork and some stuff like that for the stream, and, you know, rethinking some things that I had going on. And watching some other people do some stuff. And the next thing I knew, the sun was coming up, and it was 6 a.m. this morning. And it was like, well, time to get the day started. Let's go. So I think last night I had a whopping total 30 minutes of sleep. It had to have been something like that. Absolutely terrible. But I did, and it's always, I've always been this way. I don't know about you guys, especially if any of you guys are creative. You get hit with the moment, and like you can't control when it comes. It just comes. And when it does, it seems like you get that moment of clarity and things just gel and you get things done. When I used to do website development and I would, be designing people's websites, I could sit there and beat my head against the wall for a week trying to come up with a design I thought was unique and fun for them and, really, worked with their brand. And I could sit there and, have all my notes about everything they wanted for it and be struggling to come up with the art for it. And then all of a sudden one night I could bang the whole website out in about 8 hours. Because I just hit a moment where it would all click. It just comes to me and goes, here I am. This is what you really were thinking about. And this is what you were wanting to do. I just kind of hid myself back there in the back for a while. You had to be really thoroughly exhausted. Anyways, so I was working on my logo a little bit last night. I'm not happy with it. It's not what I want right now. And I haven't been able to find that one thing because some people have been asking me to make some t-shirts and some mugs. And because now there's all these opportunities for streamers to do, whether it's through YouTube's merchandise, through their Spreadshirts, or whoever it's with that they're doing stuff with. Everybody's got their own merchandise thing right now. It doesn't matter who you stream through. Everybody's got a merchandise opportunity for you. YouTube's got one and Twitch has got one. And so you can go in there, you can set up your merchandise for free and people can have what they want. And people have been wanting coffee cups for a while. Like people have told me, hey, if you ever put your logo on a coffee cup, I'll buy one. And I'm like, I don't think you will, but I'll, it doesn't cost me anything to set it up. So I'm going to set it up. And if anybody wants one, they can get one. They ain't cheap, but I'll set it up nonetheless. And it'll be there. I don't expect to make any money off of it because first of all, man, I got to tell y'all, the base cost on a unit is so high to begin with. If I mark up the money to make any money for me, nobody will ever buy one. Like I think the base cost on a coffee cup is $14, I think. Just for the coffee cup. So if I mark it up and put any money in it for me, suddenly it's got to be for it to be even worth doing, it's like you're talking like a $20 coffee cup, and I don't really know of a whole lot of people who are buying $20 coffee cups. Yeah. I mean, unless you're just into somebody and you really want that little bit of nostalgia, that little trinket of, hey, look at this, I got a t-shirt with grease stains on it from such and such. $14, that's pesos, right? No. Yeah, it's absurd how high the prices are. Like, I think and I've seen, like, I was like, man, these prices are high. And so, like, I get it. I know the prices are ridiculously high, and I don't even expect anybody to buy anything off of the merchandise system because I just think the prices are outrageous. But then I went and looked at what some people who've already set up their merchandise systems, I looked at how much they're charging for their stuff. Holy cow. Like, I've seen some people mark the coffee cup to like $30. And I'm like, no, 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 no. The t-shirts, and I will say this, the t-shirts are good quality. Like, you've got your choices of who you can get your t-shirt through, like what brand of apparel it is, you know, like quality shirt, like the manufacturer. And they have some really good ones. What is it? The Gideon or Gillian or whatever that makes the all cotton t-shirts. They have them as a supplier, which is good because they make good shirts. It's not some cheap, horrible shirt that's gonna, you know, frizz out on you and fall apart right after you buy it. So that was what I was looking at, is like who makes the shirts and stuff like that, right? And the stuff's good, and then they do the printing on it and everything. You know, so it's a decent quality shirt, but the base price on the shirt for me already starts at like $20 something. And then the printing and everything on it after that is, you know, by the time it's all said and done, for me to make any money on it, I'd have to mark the shirt up to $30. And I don't really want to do that. So the prices on there, if I do it, the prices are going to be dirt cheap. I'm going to only like put a buck or two in for myself. So I'm not going to make any money off of it if anybody did buy something. But it's going to be there just basically for anybody who wants to get a shirt or something. I'd be better off if I had a channel that was big enough. I'd be better off just doing my own merch. I'd be better off going to Blue Dolphin in Panama City Beach, Florida, and having them design a bunch of shirts for me and sell those and hold the inventory and do the shipping and everything myself, because I could do that and make money. To put it in perspective, I can go to Blue Dolphin and get the same shirt done up and sold to me. I have to do like a minimum of 1,000. No, what's the minimum? 100 shirts. I have to do a minimum of 100 shirts through them. If I did it through them, I could get the shirts and they would cost me about $10 each. Full screen printed too. Not this printed shirt thing, print to fabric thing that the people do now. But yeah. And then I could turn around and sell them for whatever. When I was in the when I had my little water sports company, I'd buy my shirts from them, and then I'd sell them for like $15, $18, something like that, you know. Yeah, Gideon, that's who it is. They make great shirts though, man. That's the thing. They're worth the little extra they are. Like, if I have if I have my choice between buying a t-shirt from Fruit of the Loom or a t-shirt from Gideon, I'm going with Gideon every day. It's just a better quality shirt. Better quality shirt. Anyways, that's a long discussion about something y'all really don't care about. Just to, you know, kind of explain what I was doing last night. Got a little off base with that, but anyways. Ike81220003. What's up, buddy? How do you change your Twitch username? Somewhere in your profile there, you can change it. I think you can change it once every so many days. I don't know how many it is. But you can change it periodically. I just don't know how. I don't ever need to, unless I could, you know, at this point, I don't want to change it because I have you know, everybody knows where it's at, you know, but I don't know how to change it. Big Mac, what's going on, man? Scrabble, welcome. I've been reading your comments, but I haven't actually officially said hello. Just kind of been running my trap a little bit here. So anyways, we're going to do a little bit of, well, I'm just going to be working on Bales for a little bit. Working on Bales, chatting with you guys, seeing how your day is going. And then at 7 p.m. tonight, we're going to make the change and we're going to do the 7 days server. Join Casket, EVR, maybe Hemi, Chris D. Play a little 7 days to die tonight. I've done it to myself again, you know. I'm sitting here. Last week, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to get back into playing Farm Sim on a regular basis and focus on a couple of other games. You know, now I'm right back in that boat where I've got too many games I want to play. Stupid. The good news is, though, that because I've got the eco server set up the way I've got it set up, I can walk away from it for a few days and not have to worry about it. You know, if you put it on continuous tick, you pretty much have to play it every single day for the next 30 days. And I don't want to do that. I think you guys would get tired of that, as well as myself, you know. So I don't want to be in that boat. But I've got that. We'll continue to play it. But I'm not going to sit here and play it every single day. But I want to play it through to completion. I'm going to close these doors down here. I really don't need them open. Well, I really didn't move as much straw over here as I thought I did. Taking Fanatic coming with a host. Thank you so much, my friend.
Dilly dilly. Dilly.
As always, much appreciated. Thanks for your help. Thanks for your loyalty. Thanks for spreading the word on the herd. I appreciate it. Let's get ourselves some greenage off of here. I thought I brought 2 trailer loads of straw over here. Apparently I only brought 1. We're gonna have to make some more. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got anything else planted that will make. I think the only thing I got planted left is oats and soybean, right? I believe that's what's planted is oats. I don't think I've got wheat planted anywhere. I think I did barley, oats, soybean, and corn. Corn is the next harvest we need to do. In all honesty, I would have liked to have gotten some corn done. I'd like to have gotten some chaff done while the corn was still green, and then gone with the get the rest of the stuff in just regular corn. There are probably tutorials on YouTube that I could watch on how to change my username. Probably so. It's probably just, like I said, if you just go into Twitch, into your settings, I'm sure somewhere in your settings there's a real quick thing that just says, you know, change name. It's going to be in your profile settings, though. It's, you know, off of the, where you got your name up in the upper, left-hand corner, you know? If you do the drop down up there, it's probably got a thing that says settings. And if you go into there, where your info is about you know, where you would change your password and stuff like that, I'm sure it's right there. I'm sure that's where it's at. I've seen it before. I just can't tell you exactly where it's at inside their menu because I don't have all that stuff memorized, but I can tell you it can't be real hard. Can't be too hard, man. Just, you know, go into settings off the upper right hand corner, go up there, drop down, go into settings, and then just start going tab to tab. You'll find it eventually. You're smart enough, I'll put it this way, you're smart enough to create an account. You can, with a little bit of effort, you can find it and change it. Just an FYI, seems your game failed to update on Twitch. What are you talking about? Oh, does it still say I'm playing Eco? Does it still say I'm playing Eco? Huh. Well, I ain't playing Eco, just in case anybody wonders. This is not Eco Farm Sim Edition. Let me look at that real quick. Yeah, wow, it still says day 2 multiplayer. One second. All right, do a refresh. It should be updated. Should be working. Thank you, Buddha. Buddha-man. Anyways, all right. So, was highly intrigued though. Was thinking, wow. In 3 days, he's already got an F350 dually on Echo. That's impressive progress. It is, man. It is. I've gone from the Stone Age to aluminum siding and steel buildings with, you know, the skid steer and a pickup truck. I was about to comment, this is an Eco. How do you know, man? It could be graphics shaders. Intense graphic shaders. True. Maybe you're playing a pre-release version of F-19 with the graphics turned down. That's possible. It's about the same game, right? All I need to do is put a mod for horses in here. There's a dog on the farm already. I got oats. I could put cotton in and put a cotton mod on. And I just need to put a horse. I got horses on the map actually. I just need a mod to be able to feed them, and voila! I've got John Deere tractors. I'm playing Farm Sim 19 right off the bat. The only thing missing is the clouds moving. But is that? How many times do you look up? When you're playing Farm Sim, let's look at this screen, right? Let's just go through loading up bales, right? I'm loading the bales. I'm grabbing these bales. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to grab that stack of bales off. I'm going to drop back around here. Have you really glanced up and looked at the sky? Have you looked at the sun or anything else like that? It'll change. I guess with the sun moving, maybe it'll change where the shadows are, some of them, in the game. But is it really going to make that much difference to you? I guess it might add to the immersion, but when people play this game and they don't care about what size tractors they use, and they don't they give no crap at all to the legitimacy of the farming they're doing. Do you think they really care about immersion? And when you're playing 90% of the time with drone cam on, so that you're following your tractor with your drone, is immersion really that important? The crop bending feature. The crop bending is okay. That part of it's nice. Are they going to have... My question is, okay, so they're putting the crop bending in. And how many people bitched and moaned about... Here's my thing with a lot of this stuff, too. Just going to be straight honest. I don't think people know what they want in the game. I really don't. I know what I want. I want a better agricultural game. But I don't think the majority of the people that play Farm Sim, the ones that bitch and moan the most, about Farm Sim and the changes that they want to see and the ooh and ah that they do when they get the little things in the game. Like this week they'll be like, ooh, the sun's gonna move. Ah, the clouds are gonna move. Oh, dynamic rain. Oh, it's all gonna be so wonderful. The game will come out and they'll all complain about it. Instead, you know, like they put in the new thing where when you drive through the crops move and they bounce back and all this other stuff. Are they adding in the fact that when you do drive through the crops and they bend over and everything that you do leave tram lines? Are they adding tram lines in? Are they realistic tram lines that they're adding in? I'm curious, you know, that's what you don't get answers to when they tell you about driving through the crops and it's going to bend the crops over and you're actually going to see them bend over. But does it actually leave tram lines? That's a question I have. But, you know, to my point is you'll get all the people who will get that and then they'll complain about it. They'll want to know why they can't remove it out of the game. Because when Farm Sim 17 came out and they put in the ground response mod and the, you know, crop destruction mod and all that other stuff that was secondary and you had to, you know, put it into the game to use it, there were so many people I remember going, well, why wasn't this added into the game? This is silly. This should have been added into the game. 6 months later, they never play with it because they don't like it. I don't want this. I don't want crop destruction. I'm curious to see how many of them that will be all oohs and ahs and googly happy over everything that's been added into the game right now. I'm curious 6 months from now to see how many of them will still be so just chipper over all this stuff. How come this thing won't close? Close there. Interesting. The other end, I didn't have to hold the mouse button the whole time. Think people complain just to complain. You know, which somebody watching this right now could say, well, this is all he does is complains all the time. You know, well, I'm not really... I know I come across as complaining all the time. It's not that I'm complaining. It's just I'm discussing things with you guys. Right? And I'm just... To me, I try to look at both sides of everything. I try to look at everything and I try to be realistic about it. And it may come across as negative. I just, you know, I question everything. I try to figure out and I try to look at everything. Because I don't want to fall into a trap of getting giddy excited over the least little thing and then when it comes out being let down. I've had enough games do that to me in my life. Do I think that adding them in and toggling would help? I don't know. I don't really care one way or the other, you know? To me, let them design the game and play the game. To me, you can't add enough realism into the game. You can't. And then people can choose to ignore your realism or not. Do you want to add in a toggles feature for them, or do you just want to let them drive through the crop and destroy the crop? I would just put in crop destruction and let them deal with it. As long as the crop destruction's decent. I think the biggest issue I have with crop destruction in this game is it's never been realistic. It's always destroyed way more crop than it should. And but at the same time too, I think some of the crop layouts in the game don't lend themselves to crop destruction being accurate. Like early growth on stuff. If early growth on corn is spaced out right and works, I can drive through the field and not destroy much crop at all. Same with wheat, barley, all that stuff. Everything plants in rows in the beginning. It's just when it grows and gets really bushy that you can do crop destruction. That you'll start, you know, having more and more destruction based upon how much you do. I tried the game. It was like a real job as it takes so long. My computer's the greatest. So I also bought it for PS4. Was taking too much time to get the hang of it. Well, I mean, it's called simulation, you know? Hello, Pitbull. How are you today? The underlying issue for most of this stuff that we sit around and talk about, where turning stuff on and off, is nobody wants to put in the time to play the game legit. They want to, and again, it goes back to the let's talk about everything that needs to be added in the game to make it more realistic and more true, but then we don't want to play the game realistic and true. We want to play it like an arcade game and be done lickety split with everything, you know? It's like, oh, this is great, harvesting crops through combine. Oh God, this takes too long. It's like attention deficit disorder times 50 for a lot of people in this game, because it's like right when they begin, they think, oh, this is gonna be fun, I'm gonna do baling, and they collect about 5 bales, and then they go, this sucks, I want to go to harvesting. And then if they go to harvesting, they'll do like 2 rows of harvesting and go, I'm bored with this, let's go do something else. It's that art. It's like, I want to do maybe 5 minutes of it and then hit the harvest all button. No, sneezes. Maybe it's you don't understand farming? I don't think you really have to understand farming to play this game. It's like, I don't think you have to understand, you don't have to know a lick about car mechanics to play Car Mechanic Simulator. It's pretty straightforward how to play this game, and there's enough tutorials with it. And I'm not talking about you either, you know, I'm talking about the majority of people that play this game. I mean, we see it all the time with, you know, like with a server. You'll put people on the server and they'll want to get on there, but they don't want to do anything. They get bored too quick. It just happens. It just seems like there's a whole new... I don't know. I see that a lot of the younger kids coming up don't have the attention span. Like for me, I could do this all day long. I think most people who play this game I gotta be careful about how I say this, because this is there are plenty of people who will play this game the way I do. They're just overwhelmed, they're overshadowed by the number of people who won't play the game the way I do, right? So like I could even play this, like if I played this 100% legit and I did all the bale stacking and everything, it would take us forever to do this field, and nobody would watch the stream and everything else like that. So I'm using the auto load forks, but I'm still loading the trailer. Instead, I'm not using a trailer that I drive through the field and just zoom, 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 load up all the bales, right? Magic pickup sticks. There ain't a whole lot of people who will play this way, let alone stack the bales manually. Let's relocate into an area with more bale concentration. But anyways, and I think that's the inherent problem with the game is most everybody's in such a hurry to do everything that they don't want to do they don't actually want to play the game. They want to play at the game. And so it doesn't matter how much realism you put into the game. If they're not interested in the realism, it doesn't do any good. And for all of us who scream for more realism, I think we're the vocal minority. I think for the most part, those of us who really want more realism in the game simply are the minority. I think a lot of people say they want more realism in the game, but they don't. When it actually comes down to it, when it comes to the gameplay time, they really don't. It sounds like a great idea, but if it makes the game more difficult and makes them have to spend more time in it, I don't think they want it. What they really want is, you know, a combine that they can do a huge gigantic field in 2 passes that holds 1 million liters of product in it, right? And you know, so they never have to dump, and the trailer that they dumped in will hold every bit of grain that comes out of the field. That way they don't have to make but one trip to the sell point. Yeah, enough about realism. What about the fact that John Deere is coming to Farm Sim 19? Let me ponder that for a second. John Deere is coming to Farm Sim 19? That's nice, man. That's nice, man. That makes all the difference in the world. I really wasn't going to buy Farm Sim 19 until they announced that John Deere was going to be in it. I'm like, God, man, I've got all these tractors and all these mods and you know, they're probably not going to change the underlying engine in the game, and it's just going to be the same game that, you know, that I've played before with just, you know, graphic shaders probably, and horses and dogs and, you know, a couple of new crops. But the minute I heard Farm Sim was having John Deere in it, that was it. That was all I needed to hear. I'm done. I'm sold. They all want a John Deere with a 100-foot header and 50K liters of grain tank. No, 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 no. No, they want a 1,000,000-liter grain tank. I played with a dude the other day whose combine had a 1,000,000-liter grain tank on it. $1,000,000 liters because he couldn't be bothered to empty the combine. I kid you not. I was like, you know, they got course plate and stuff, right? Yes. I should do it like this. I just have to empty one time. He's gone in the XML and changed the combine to 1,000,000 liters. Livestock died because you stink at this game? Well, I think you probably bought livestock too early. Like, don't buy livestock until you got enough feed to feed them. That was probably your biggest mistake, is you tried to do livestock way too early. You don't need much to feed your livestock to keep them alive. You don't have to give them everything right off the bat either. All right, strap it. Let's go. Going with this one. I don't think I need any more grass in the shed over there, the dairy. What do y'all think? I think I'm gonna sell this. Booyah! I think it's time to go sell some hay. What mod is it? Bell Spike? That's the CSZ mod pack. It's on the mod hub. Comes with a bunch of different attachments that you can get. Bell forks, log grapples, manure shovels, all that stuff. To me, it's about the best mod pack out there for, you know, loader attachments. It doesn't have the little thing for picking up, you know, like the straw. That comes with the wood, the straw pellet mod, but it's pretty good. I like it. $90 meters is absurd. Yeah, you know, let people play the way they want to, you know? But it is what it is. But again, once you start playing with those absurdly large pieces of equipment, I question why you're even playing the game. Fuzz 888, welcome to the stream. Hello. Honestly, you know what I'd like? I'd like an old-fashioned map. I'd like a really good old-fashioned map. Not Ye Old Family Farm, but something around that. I'd like a really good old-fashioned map and a lot of good quality old tractors and implements. And just do an old-style map. And go small. And really have to work your butt off. That was something I wanted to do in 15. I just never could find a map that would work, you know? Because nobody does old style maps. Probably because the models aren't there, you know? Wow, I did a good job, surprisingly good job backing up this time. That'll be the one time I get it right. Like, all the next passes of coming in here will progressively get worse and worse and worse. Ching ching, $170 per bale. Cha-ching, we're in the money. Making bank. Ding. It was Case Air Card. I got it recommended from a viewer. I'm playing on. See, like the DB90 is big enough for me. I don't even need to go to a DB120, you know. I feel like that's too big. Ike MC10, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the follow, buddy. Appreciate it. The thing that kills me about people who use like all the giant equipment and everything, like they'll use all that giant equipment because they don't care about anything other than just getting everything done as fast as possible. And then they'll do things like they'll drive down a swath of grass, or like they'll use a DB100 to do their fields. And then they'll have a, you know, they'll have that pass that is about as wide as my truck here, you know? Like, let's say this area right here in the field still needs to be covered. And they'll drive way over here with the tractor following GPS, you know, over in the ditch over here following DPS or GPS, so that they can plant that swath of ground right there. Meanwhile, the rest of the cedars hanging over here in the ditch and everything else like that. It's like, but I got it done in 3 passes. See, that's what I'm using. I'm using the DB60, and I think the DB60 to me is perfect. I mean, it takes a little bit of time to do everything, but that's farming. It takes time to do everything, so. If they're using DPS, should have hit the first row right in the first place. That's not true. It's the, I mean, just because it came in on that side of the field doesn't mean that's the side they started on. Well, you know, the truth be told, most people don't plant in a manner that will be realistic, so. Oops. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm reading chat. Hey, Moose, to join your Discord. Oh, that's cool, man. Game and Train 1, welcome. Let's do this. Game and Train, make sure that, you know, chat it up, get to know everybody. If you're wanting farm sim access, make sure you shoot me a message. Usually takes me about a week. I look back through the logs and see what conversations were and stuff like that. I take a minute to get, you know, actually read through what was said and see how well you interact with people and everything. And then after that time, when I feel like I'm comfortable with putting you on the server, I'll put you on it. I look at it this way. I wouldn't let you date my daughter without getting to know you a little bit. I'm not going to let you on my farm sim server without at least getting a little idea who you are. I care more about my server than I do my daughter. Cybermind, welcome to the stream. Hello. Thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Keep in mind, guys who are coming into the stream, maybe it's your first time with me today. Keep in mind it is Thursday. I pull the old bait and switch on you on Thursdays. We start with Farm Sim, but at 7 o'clock I will switch over to 7 Days to Die. But you'll get about 3 hours of farming today. And then we'll switch over to the 7 Days server and do a little pew pew horde night. I was talking a little, I got sidetracked. I was talking about it a little bit earlier. I've really created a dilemma though for myself. Like with what games I'm going to play at what night. Like I want to get back. I haven't played any Elite Dangerous this week. And, you know, if I don't get back onto the Eco server and keep on it going, I'm going to feel bad. So I gotta play Eco a couple of days a week now. I need to play 7 Days to Die a couple of days a week now. And at the same time, I want to keep doing the Farm Sim stuff and get it going again. And I was like, there's just not enough time in the day. There just aren't enough hours. I think what I'm gonna have to do is start doing more of days like today. More stuff where I farm for a few hours and then I switch games. I've never been a real fan of that. I've never liked starting off with one game and then transitioning to another game. But I think it's the only way I'm going to be able to play everything that I want to play. I really think that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. I don't know how that works with you guys, but you know. Caught a lot of your vids on YouTube. Didn't know you streamed as well, and since I'm starting to get more active on Farm Sim, I'm trying to get to know the community a little bit better. Yeah. I pretty much all I do now is stream. You know. It's pretty much all I do. Moose, may I join you in Discord? No. Not while I'm streaming. If I'm sitting around in a room and I'm not streaming, yeah. If I'm in the live stream room, the way Discord's set up, only certain people have voice privileges in the room I'm in right now, and that is it's only the people that I trust to be in my stream, and people have to earn their trust with me. You know. And the way you do that is hanging out with me at some point and, you know, talking during the week. Not when I'm streaming. So. Can we talk about etiquette for a second too, about Discord? Okay. This isn't about my channel. This is about everybody's channel, okay? Some of y'all got to learn some etiquette. You got to learn some etiquette. If you go into a Discord channel and there are 6 people sitting in a room, and when you enter the room, they are in the middle of a conversation, actually talking about something, you do not interrupt them. You do not come in there and go,
Hey, is my mic on? Is my mic on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
no, you don't do that. That's not the first impression you want to make when you walk into somebody else's room. Proper thing to do is go into the room and stop for a second and listen. Treat it like you're hunting and you're walking through the woods and you're approaching big game. Stop. Look around. See who's in the channel. Listen to what's being said. And then if there's a lull in the conversation, say hi. Hi guys, how y'all doing today? Good. You know, somebody will usually say, we're doing good. We're such and such. You might even say, am I interrupting anything? No, we're just sitting here chilling out. Or they might say, hang on, man, we're talking about something. The last thing you need to do is come into the channel and immediately make yourself the center of the conversation. And another little tip, when you go into Discord with people, especially with a lot of people you don't know, don't make yourself the center of the conversation. Like, absorb it. Listen to what's going on. Get a feel for the room. Get a feel for how people communicate in that room, right? Are they running their mouths the entire time talking about useless stuff like their cat? Or basketball practice, or things that, you know, make absolutely no sense to anybody? Are they just jibber jabbering the whole time? I mean, is the conversation going like a machine gun? Or are they just sitting there zoned out, chilling like a villain, and every once in a while go, funniest thing just happened to me in this game I'm playing. blah, blah, blah. And then it goes dead silence for another, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Get a feel for the room. That way you'll know how to communicate with those people in that room. Because if they're just chilling like a villain, the last thing they want to do is hear you run your mouth like a machine gun. And I don't even think they take a breath sometimes. I swear some of these people can talk like nonstop, like they never take a breath, and they switch subject matter really quick. It's all right. Give it time. But the last thing you want to do is come in and interrupt people while they're talking, trying to have a conversation. We were trying to have a conversation. Buddha and I were talking about some stuff the other day, trying to have a conversation about the server that I was setting up and some of the stuff that involved in it. And someone came in the room and just kept popping their push to talk button continuously, going, yeah, hello, 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 hello. Hello? 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 Can you guys hear me?
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Thank God for server mute. Yeah, that's so anyways, today's tip. When you join a Discord channel and you go into voice Discord with people, chill. Take time to enjoy your surroundings. Get a feel for the room. Then very politely and nicely say, "Hi guys, I'm such and such." Or, "Hi guys, how are we today?" I think some of you guys, the minute you click the channel button, start talking the minute you click the button. You don't even take the time to see if anybody in the room is talking. So, also remember, proper etiquette for using Discord is when you hit your push to talk button, please have your pinky fully extended out in a 45-degree angle. We talk and release, keeping our pinky extended. I highly recommend gloves as well, so that you don't get computer dust on your hands. Always pass the conversation to the left. I'm guessing no squeakers are allowed. No, that's not true. Though we did have the conversation the other day about, people under 18. I'm not going to hang out in a channel with a whole bunch of people under 18 for a very long time. You have to understand that. And that's because I'm an adult and I tend to surround myself with adults. And the conversation that comes out of those who are a bit younger, it's not necessarily the conversations I want to have. But at the other time, we've had that conversation the other night in the 7 Days to Die stream about liability and exposing yourself to liability. And as the fact that I'm an older gentleman, I have to take some precautions that I don't put myself in a situation where I could get accused of something that I didn't actually do, I'm very cautious about that kind of stuff. Because I've heard horror stories and I've had other people talk about, what's what. But, it's not that I'm going to go, "Oh, squeaker, kick him out of the channel." Or, "Oh, I'm not going to talk to you because You hadn't hit puberty yet. But I'm also not going to hang out in the channel for you for hours on end. You know, if you got something you want to talk about, jump in, we'll talk a little bit, and then I'm probably going to be on my way. And that's nothing against you as a person. That is me protecting myself. I do not want to be in a situation where somebody comes and accuses me of saying something inappropriate to a minor, and then putting me in a you know, bad limelight. You know, it's just not going to happen. And I hope people understand that. You know, we live in a very gotcha society these days, and it's very easy for somebody to get put in a situation where they didn't, through no fault of their own, they get put in a bad limelight. And I'm not going to fall into that. I heard adult, then I lost track. What does that mean? Are you saying I'm not an adult, or are you saying, adult boring? This channel just got way too serious. This guy's an adult. How's my arm? It's still got a bruise there, but it's just gotten solid now, you know? You know how, like, in the beginning it throbs and there's a ton of heat there and it just aches with everything you do? It's pretty much solidified now, and it's just a big, huge lump on my arm. It'll go away in a few more days. That's just Moose being dumb. The bad thing about that, it was doing something for somebody I shouldn't have been doing something for anyways. You know. What did I do to the to my arm? I lowered a car on it, basically. I had a car travel down like my whole forearm. It did. It went all the way down my forearm. Some about like, it starts about 3 inches from my elbow and goes to about 3 inches from my wrist is how big the whelp is. Just because I'm stupid. Well, that was smart, Moose. Lower a car on your arm. That's brilliant. Sounds like a good time. It was. It was a joy. Right after I did it, I thought, yeah, this would be a great beginning to this year. This would be like, oh, last year I broke my leg. This year I broke my arm. Congratulations, Moose. You're going to have to change your name to DPM. Everybody's going to have a good laugh about that. Oh, you're so silly. How many times a week do you go to the hospital? No, just a bruise. Don't break anything. Yeah. We have to think up a cool, like, anonym for it, you know, like Break Free 2019. Kind of like You're the Squirrel. When is Squirrel going to change yachts to dots? I mean, at some point, is he going to change it? It was cool when it was like, I'm going for full-time streamer, so this is Year of the Squirrel, blah, blah, blah. I got that, and I thought it was a good idea. I think we're on, like, Year of the Squirrel 0.5 now or something, 0.3, 0.4. When's he just change it to Decade of Squirrel? Decade of the Squirrel. And then at least you know for the next 10 years that's going to be what it is. And on another note, why is the guy being so greedy? I mean, he had his Year of the Squirrel. When's he going to, like, give Year of the Rabbit a chance? Or Year of the Turtle? Or Year of the Moose? I mean, quit hogging it all up. Come on, dude. At some point, you got to give up the reins and let somebody else have a year. Selfish. Yep, I like the limelight. I think it's going to continue to be Year of the Squirrel. Sorry, I'm not going to relinquish the reins. I know Mr. Hare over here was waiting to have Year of the Hare, but it's not going to happen. Sorry, you can wait till next year. I might retire then. Oh, now y'all know I'm joking, right? I mean, you know it's bad when I have to tell everybody I'm joking, right? Because somebody's going to go, Moose is making fun of Squirrel. That's wrong. He's a great guy. And if he wants it to be Year of the Squirrel every year, that's fine. Just jealous. Hater. Come on, tell me y'all all haven't thought that in your back of your mind, right? Tell me you all haven't thought, are we doing this again? Year of the Duck-billed Platypus? Man, I'm all about that guy. Duck-billed Platypus. If you haven't checked out his stream, he's awesome.
Year of the Naked Mole Rat. Oh, look, a 7,000-bit donation. Thanks for that. Moving on.
No, it's... Oh, look, somebody just donated $7,000 in bits. Thanks, mate. Thanks for the 200 biddy Scrabble.
Dilly dilly.
Much appreciated, man. Year of the Moose every day on this channel. Nah, I don't take myself serious enough to dedicate an entire year to it. It's like Moment of the Moose. That's it. I'm going to get shirts made up. MOTM, Moment of the Moose. That's it. I just want a moment of your time. Moment of the Moose. Okay, it's passed. I posted a picture of a big trophy moose I got in the hunter. Moose to threaten to ban me for hostilities. That's right, man. I felt like that was a Godfather moment, right? I thought you were sending me a message. Like, you know, get in line or this could be you. Moose, are you going to get Farm Sim 19? I'm still on the fence, man. Of course I'm going to get Farm Sim 19. It's got John Deere in it. I mean, come on, dude. There's John Deere, horses, and a dog. Of course I'm going to buy it. That's like asking the Pope if he's going to join the Catholic Church. Not that I think of myself as the Pope. I'm just saying, it's obvious. Yes, I'm going to get it. John Deere horses, do they breed those nowadays? No, they steal them and just put their brand on them. Yeah, they just steal them and then, you know, from other people and then put their brand on them. They import them from China and slap a logo on it. They're Chinese bred horses just with the John Deere logo on them. Yeah, pretty much. They're good for about a quarter mile and then they fall apart. It's typical with all that kind of stuff, you know. They start to rust after about a week in the pasture. Start getting rigor mortis, tendonitis, their hooves start to split.
Just shorten it to Mom. Cheaper with fewer letters, more meaningful. Wait a minute. Pump the brakes. John Deere is coming to FS19. Waka waka wowzers.
There's
Has ever
Scrabble.
seen a horse get a reskin? Not pretty.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Scrabble, for 300 bits. Thank you very much, buddy.
Dilly dilly.
And for the very disturbing image now that I have in my head of a horse being reskinned. My question is this: you know how when Farm Sim comes out and the first bit of mods are nothing but reskins, you know, the first bit of mods are nothing but like camouflage tractors and this purple tractor, this reskin of this tractor, and are they going to do that with the horses? And is there going to be a pink camouflage horse reskin that is going to be available on the mod hub? That, and you know, is somebody going to go through all the horses and redo the XML file on the horses to give them the ability to jump higher and go faster and hold more grain, like, you know, standard horse souped up to where it can hold 1,000,000 liters of grain, and then also go 100 miles an hour across the field. I'm sure there will be such silly things. You know they're going to be. That's the reason I'm bringing it up. You know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. There'll be 1,000,000 reskins of every... And you know somebody's going to reskin a horse. Turn all the horses into unicorns that can fly. Oh my God. Oh my God, Jazome, I didn't even think about that. Very good. Holy crap. Stop the presses. I need a modder. I need somebody really good at modding. I just realized what we can do. Oh my, who is good at modding? We are so going to make this mod. We are going to make a mod that turns horses into unicorns. And we are going to start a dairy farm that makes unicorn soft serve ice cream in Farm Sim 19. Right? So we'll turn all the horses into unicorns. Then we'll have them on the dairy
Giants
farm.
needs to hire talent like this.
We'll turn them into unicorns. We'll have a dairy farm that has unicorns squirting out soft serve ice cream. That, and we'll have our forestry company making toilet paper so the kids can wipe their mouths with it. We are on to something now. Good Lord, this is going to be the greatest Farm Sim release ever. This is going to be the greatest Farm Sim ever. I have been downing horses this entire time. I did not see... I couldn't see for the trees. Oh my God, this is great. I mean, I am so excited now. I am giddy with excitement right now. This is gonna be the bomb. Oh God, I didn't even think about the potential, man. Oh God. This is gonna be huge. Huge, I'm telling you. Just a night. I mean, you can have like, you can get a brown unicorn, and he puts out chocolate ice cream, and then you have a white one putting out vanilla, and like a yellow one doing banana ice cream, and then you can have like a Jersey-looking cow, you know, that's got like brown and white spots, pooping out Rocky Road. Unicorns are supposed to be a secret. Well, the farm will be hidden in a mystical valley that'll, you know, with a haze on it, because they've improved. God, man, those guys at Giants are so on the ball. I did not even realize what's going on. The whole environmental thing that's being revamped with dynamic lighting and the sun that moves and the moon and the improved fog. There'll be a mystical valley that has always got a sheen of dynamic fog over it, so that nobody can see the unicorn farm down in the valley. God, they are so on it. This is going to be huge. This will be the greatest mod pack ever. Oh, we got to get started on this.
How do you get it to dispense the soft serve? Pull on the horn up front, Timmy. But make sure to stand behind the 4-inch plexiglass shield, just in case.
Nah, man, you just have to give them a squatty potty. The unicorns sit on a little stool that has a hole in the back of it, and they put their feet up on a squatty potty. And then they just poop out the soft serve on demand. I wonder if we could get a contract, though, with Giants, though, to make this, you know, sort of like the straw pellet mod. I'm wondering if we could get a deal where we develop the mod privately, and then Giants lets us sell it through, you know, Aerosoft or somebody. I mean, they let BM Modding do it. Oh, God, just another great moment. BM Modding does the Squatty Potty Unicorn mod. Get it? BM Modding does the Squatty Potty Unicorn mod. How, boom, mind blown. How awesome is that? How does it just all is falling together. I mean, I don't think that's what BM stands for, but it's fitting. Greatest mod pack ever. Your head's not banging off a desk. You're in a truck right now. I don't care what you say. This is the most brilliant mod ever. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. We'll put Ben & Jerry's out of business. Can't the unicorns just fly above the truck and fill it? No, if the unicorn doesn't have a squatty potty, the ice cream comes out lumpy in a mess. Yeah, it's a patented process. They have to have their feet up on the squatty potty for it to come out nice, smooth, soft serve ice cream. They cannot, yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry. We do have an informational video available if you'd like to see how the process works. But yeah, it only comes out smooth and creamy when they use the squatty potty. It's twofold thing. It used to be an industry secret, but now we've sort of, yeah. It's like trying to poop while walking. It just doesn't work. Exactly. Exactly. Three unicorns strapped to a desk right now. I'll be in Bama Sunday to deliver them to the test warehouse. Oh, well, I mean, we've already got the whole... There's no testing. This is already a validated... It's already a validated process. I mean, seriously, man. If you need proof, just Google unicorn soft serve squatty potty. And you will see that it's totally doable. I mean, there's a video of it on the internet. I don't know if you realize that or not, but, and if it's on the internet, it's real. Can I keep them? Yeah, but if you're thinking about starting your own ice cream company up, our recipes are patent pending, and the process is a patented process. So we will sue you if you try to, replicate it. There is an affiliates program, by the way, if you'd like to become a, if you'd like to open up your own franchise. We can talk. It's a bit of a franchise fee, but if you'd like to become a franchisee, though, we do offer full support after you're a franchisee. We give you a little bit of starter cash to open up a farm. We have a site team, though, that we control all the property, sort of like McDonald's. We own all the property, so you do have to rent the property from us. And it's simply because the sites that we have chosen are specifically chosen for, so that we can conceal the location of the farm. As mentioned before, it does have to be in a mystical valley shrouded by fog. So those locations are hard to find, few and far between. So when we do find those, we snatch them up with our real estate holding company and lock them down, so that if you do decide to become a franchisee, we do have the locations already locked down. We have several all across the world, so if you want to become a franchisee. And then we also give you support on the proper balance of diet to achieve the right flavors. Making sure that we have a consistent taste for the rocky road that squirts out the bum of a unicorn. It takes proper nutrition, and so we will, have our quality control department help you out with all of the nutritional values that you need for your unicorns to make sure that your rocky road tastes the same as my rocky road. I'm gonna name my stand Giggles and Bits. Well, you do have to use the corporate name. You're close with the name, but you just don't have the right words. Our ice cream corporate name is, well, it starts with an S, and the last name is Giggles. But, we're working on a logo right now. I think that'd be a good name for a unicorn ice cream company. Shits and Giggles. Don't y'all think that would work? Pretty sure I came in on the wrong end of this conversation. If you came in on, if you're saying you came in on the tail end, that's been what the whole conversation has been about. Pretty much the entire conversation has been about the tail end of a unicorn. Tail end of a unicorn dispensing that sweet, sweet shits and giggles ice cream.
Hello, and thank you for calling Moose Enterprises LLC franchise support line. To continue in English, press 1. Para continue en español el primo el número 8.
No. I'm going to tell you right now. Our franchise line does not have support for Spanish. No. Nope. We're an American-based company. We make no apologies for being an American-based company. All of our customer support is in English. English and Latin. That's it. Everything is either in English and Latin. Because the unicorns, that's all they speak is English and Latin. That's all they understand. Some people like, Moose has lost it today. It's a severe lack of sleep. They don't speak, that's part of the magic, right? Well, I mean, you talk to them in Latin and then they do hoof strikes. That or telepathy, right? They are mystical creatures. I think they have telepathic powers. Kingpin Gaming with a sick 2-bit donation.
Dilly dilly!
Man, don't be talking about grinding up my unicorns. The real thing I haven't figured out yet how to market is unicorn farts. I really like, if we bottle them up, how do we market those? Is that poopery? And the question is, if we do bottle up unicorn farts, and as you know, as we've discussed, the unicorns poop super sweet soft serve. If you use the unicorn farts as like poopery, does that attract ants? And is it sticky? Like, if you misspray a little bit in your toilet and get it on the seat, does that mean the seat's all sticky now? I'm just curious. I'm going the wrong way. I need to be sailing these. Oops. Well, we'll make a left here. We'll make a big giant loop. You just have to drive slower through here. It's a bumpy road. It's official. Moose has lost his... No, man. I mean, you gotta think about things like this, right? We got to get R&D to work on this, because we got to be... The fact of the matter is, if the canned unicorn farts, when sprayed, you know, to keep your toilet from stinking, if the residue is sticky, we really need to get R&D to figure out how to resolve that, right? Because nobody wants a sticky, bad toilet seat. Just make sure you have a sign in your bathroom explaining to your guests why the seat is sticky. Yeah. That and the ants. I mean, that's a real concern. Ants. You know, attracted to that sweetness. That's a real concern. These are the troubles with being a big entrepreneur, big business guy. That's why I can't sleep at night. I'm up all night with these nightmares of, you know, some poor woman spraying a little bit of our canned unicorn farts into her toilet to, you know, so her poop don't stink, but then she gets stuck to the toilet seat. And then we get these letters about how embarrassed she was, that, you know, the fact that she got stuck to the toilet seat was far more humiliating than the stench of her poop from the tacos that she ate the night before. So, you know, you got to think through this stuff. Can Rambo be the test subject? Nah, I don't think so. We hired this one really fat guy to test out the thing, you know, to test the stickiness on the seats. That turned out to be a bad idea. I mean, we thought maybe, you know, with more surface area, we'd really get to test the amount of sticky, but the problem was, as soon as he walked in the room, all he wanted to do was lick the toilet seat, because that, you know, that sticky is really super sweet. So that's another thing. I mean, I don't know whether to market that as a you know, as a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, parents who have a problem getting their kids to clean the toilet would just be able to spray the stuff on there and they'd spit shine it. But I don't know. Do you want your neighbors knowing that your kids lick your toilet seat? It's so many things to think through in all of this. See, I told y'all I would hose this the next time coming in here. Like, I nailed it the first time. One thing, and this time I'll just totally hose it. See, this is even messed up. I don't think this one's gonna work. Maybe I can get it in there. Alright, straighten up. Y'all are like, this conversation is really weird. Believe it or not, we're discussing the first Farm Sim 19 DLC. That's exactly right. It's sheer genius. I'm telling you, what a multi-functioning product it would be. I mean, you can spray it in your toilet and it covers up that too flush smell that, you know, from eating burritos. And so, you know, you don't have to be embarrassed by it. At the same time, it's as good as Lysol, as far as, you know, or as far as Comet or, you know, whatever that tidy bowl stuff is that you, the blue stuff that you, it's as good as that because you spritz a little bit of that after a kid comes home from baseball games, and instead of actually having to give him some ice cream, he'll just go lick the toilet clean. You'll have a sparkling porcelain throne. And it'll smell good at the same time. Everybody's happy. Win-win. You get the bathroom clean, the kids get a snack, and everything smells great. I think it's brilliant. They have odor elimination for toilets, though. No. Does it really eliminate the odor, or does it just mask it to smell like potpourri? Right? I mean, my history with that stuff is it pretty much just smells like roses on top of poop. Yeah. It pretty much just smells like if you use like lavender elimination scent.
Maybe we can get that Pine Sol lady to be our spokeswoman. The power of unicorn farts honey. MMMMMMMHHHMMMM.
Oh my god, that was great. Another that goes into the Scrabbleisms. That absolutely goes in there. Her totally screwing up what you were going through. Oh, I gotta listen to that again.
Maybe we can get that Pine Sol lady to be our spokeswoman. The power of unicorn farts honey. MMMMMMHHHMMMM.
It's awesome that she screwed that up. Oh, I needed that. I can always count on Microsoft Mary to screw up one of your tweets or one of your donos. Hey, thanks for the bits though, and the laugh. Oh man, I don't know what the rest of the comment was even about, other than the HMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMmmmm. Jason F. Gaming, welcome to the lunacy that is my stream tonight. Hello. Grab a straight jacket and pull up a seat. The lunacy will continue. Oh, the lunacy's been going on for a while now, man. Whoops. I really need to take that button off of my steering wheel. It never has worked. If only there was a way while I was in the game to go into my settings and change my input bindings to take that off my steering wheel. So in the moment when I think I really need to fix this, I could actually fix it. But no, there's not such a thing in this game. No, I have to close the game completely out in order to do anything like that, and
Welcome.
that's just
Y'all enjoy your time here now. Y'all here. MMMMMMMMHHHMMMMM.
You're just gonna beat that one down now, aren't you?
Dilly dilly.
Thanks for the 200 biddies. Oh man, that is too funny. I need to find a new voice to replace Microsoft Mary. God, if only somebody would if only somebody would record I gotta tell you, if they had a script where I could record everything that I needed to record to be able to replace her, I'd do it. I would sit down and spend the time that it takes to do it so that I can make up a voice that's more of a just complete hillbilly. So that I could have her read that. Welcome, y'all enjoy your time here, y'all here. MMMMMMHHMMMMMMMMM. Ding. Y'all ever notice all the voices they put, like for, you know, text to speech, all the different voices you can buy are all so proper. You know, I went to like one of them the other day because I was looking for some voices for my ATC for Flight Sim, and they're all really, hello, I am George. I am a text-to-speak voice from AT&T or whoever I was at, right? Looking for voices. And man, they're expensive. They're really proud of. There's a lot of money in it. It's like $50 a voice to be able to buy one of those voices. Hello, I'm George, and I'm a text-to-speak voice. Hello, my name is Isma. I am a text-to-speak voice. They're all so suave and debonair. I want somebody unrefined. Hey, I'm Jeff. Today I'm gonna be your text-to-speak voice. Is it like Covis in Elite Dangerous? Yeah. I mean, it's not Covis. I forget the name of the company. There's 2 or 3 different companies that do them, and they sell them, and they're like $50 a voice. Yeah. What? Yeah. Instead of, hello, I'm Edgar, and I'll be your text-to-speak voice today. I'd like to have more like, hey, I'm David, and I'm your text voice speak today. And that really hurts my voice to do that one. You totally volunteer to record some of these? I know, like, the ATC program I have has a list of all the words that you have to record to be able to do the ATC for that particular program. But yeah. Like, you can make your own if you wanted to. But there's companies out there that, you know, spend a lot of time actually recording all the keywords and phrases that you need to have for text-to-speak programs. I'd love to get a handle on that script, though, because I would make some great ones. Hey, I'm Cletus, and this is your text and voice break. See, because I would love to have a donation thing that does that. When Scrabble, you know, drops the donation, have it come in with some silly, retarded voice like that. Just silly, silly, silly. See, every donation I think has, I think too, I'd like to have it where every donation begins with, how's your mom and them? And end with, y'all sit a spell. It's sort of like Chinese fortune cookies. You always have to read your fortune with the words in bed on the end of it. Though fortunes today have gotten ruined, that doesn't work nearly as well with these new fortune cookies. Have y'all noticed it? Like, you don't really get fortunes as much anymore as like today's positive outlook. Like, you used to always get fortunes in there, and it would always, at least feel like you were getting a fortune, that was gonna, lead to your well-being or guide you at some point. I mean, if you believed in all that stuff, right? But at least they were somewhat fortune stuff. Some of them are like, wealth and happiness comes to a positive man. It's like, wait a minute, that's not a fortune. That's just a saying thing. That's not really a fortune. Wealth and happiness comes to a positive man. Oh, that's great. Fortune is more like your positive enlightenment. Will bring you wealth and riches beyond your...
Thanks for the donation, partner. Why don't y'all come on in and set a spell? Totally agree. I want a fortune, not life coaching.
We're gonna have to look into a mod that puts a timeout on Scrabble. It's almost like a virtual leash we need to put on him. We're gonna have to put a cooldown timer on Scrabble. Scrabble's next comment will not be for another 5 minutes. That, or we have to put a limit on how many quotes he gets to make in a 30-minute time period. Sometimes he talks more than I do in the stream, which is hard to believe, but we need to get Scrabble his own Twitter channel and let him start doing a live stream. But he has to talk his Microsoft Mary the whole stream. I did that to Scrabble one day. He came into chat. And he's like, hey, Moose, how you doing? And I pulled up Google's text-to-speak page, and I piped it through Discord. And all I did was respond to him with it the whole time. It was quite funny. I don't think he was ready for it either. Didn't see that one coming. Why though, Moose? What? Wait. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. When he started with the why H. When all that started, I completely lost my train of thought. I don't even know what we were talking about. Got no clue. I got no clue. Yeah. Oh, I didn't say you weren't wanted, Scrabble. Oh man, now we're gonna have to have that cheer Scrabble up time. It's okay, buddy. We love you. You're our bestest bud. And according to Adam, I can't pay my bills without you. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to go away and stop talking and, you know, my server's going to get shut down because you aren't here to pay my bills? That's a joke, by the way, if anybody else is watching this and thinks, wow, Moose is really a sellout. He's only about the money. The only reason he wants that guy there is to donate. Have a good stream career. You say something? Oh, no. Oh man, don't go, Scrabble. I'll make it so Microsoft Mary can talk and you don't even have to donate. Don't go. Still gonna put her on a time restriction though. Lost another one. Well, Scrabble's gone. That means I'm gonna have to take the farm sim server down. Sorry, can't afford it anymore. God, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, people. Don't start thinking that. 7 days to die at 7. 7 at 7. It'll be Horde night. Day. Well, it should be. Deputy was on there a little while ago. Said it was on 237 right now. So he logged off and very kindly logged off. And I have to just mad props to Deputy P for taking one for the team instead of getting on there and grinding and running it all the way into Horde Night and everything. He graciously bowed out. I didn't even have to ask him. He just went ahead and did it. And so that when we get started tonight, we will have a Horde Night to do. I wish I could time it so that when we got on there was always like a couple of days and then Horde Night. Because, I mean, good programming would be that way, right? You'd lead up to the big finale, and the finale of every stream would be Horde Night. It doesn't work that way most of the time. Most of the time, you take it when you get it, and some nights there's not even going to be a Horde Night. We've been fortunate the last couple of times that we've been able to get a Horde Night. When is 7 Days to Die? In about 40 minutes. Waiting on, people to start showing up for it. I mean, really, it can start whenever it wants to, depending on when Casket Man shows up.
Too late. Already riding into the sunset on my pre-release FS19 horse. Clip to clop to clip to clop to clip to clop to trip to fall to son of a ouch. Don't worry about me. Clip to limp to clip to limp to clip.
Don't go, Shane! Don't go, Shane! Shane, come back! Kingpin Gaming, so 8 o'clock, I guess if you live on the East Coast. I live in a world of Central Standard Time Zone. Well, actually, I live in the world of Central Daylight Time Zone right now, but I live in the Central Time Zone, so all my times are given off of that. So 7 p.m. Central Time, which is in about 40 minutes, 39 minutes. Wow, that was pretty good. That got in there pretty. Oh, it's gonna go bad now, though. I didn't get aggressive enough on straightening it up. All right, we're good now. Straighten her up. Get all them beautiful bales off there and get that $170 a bale off. And then we can get out of here. Go collect the grass. Please don't go. Why? Why? Don't go. Don't go, Scrabble. Please don't go. Oh, man. Scrabble should have waited for the Unicorn upgraded DLC, then he could just have flown off into the sunset. Exactly, man. Hey, Cask. How you doing, buddy? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. How are you? Well, we'll have to take applications to replace Scrabble, you know, as the official spokesperson, off-spokesperson of the Mr. Moose stream. Just apply in Discord. Because I'm sure he's gone. I mean, he just up and left like that. I don't know. I don't know if I can actually continue the stream now. I feel bad. Sometimes I just don't know when to leave well enough alone, and I make silly comments, and I feel like I'm just having fun with people, and I guess I take it too far, and I run people off. When will I learn? Chad, I just don't feel good now. I feel like I've lost a part of me. No, if only I'd just sit here and play the game and not comment at all. You know, then I wouldn't upset anybody and make the wrong statements. I mean, I know that probably would be a better stream too. I mean, y'all probably don't want to listen to me talk anyway, so I could just always just shut up and just farm, you know, or just play the game. Then I don't hurt anybody's feelings, and I don't lose friends. And
Clipped a limp to clip to clop to clip to limp to clip to clop. Don't mind me. Made a wrong turn out of town. Just backtracking.
Scrabble.
Clipped a limp to clip to clop to clip to limp to clip to clop.
Scrabble, what are you? You're back. Are you still here, man? Look, I'm sorry, man. Please don't leave. Please, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll replay all your comments so that you have more time in the stream.
Booyah!
Don't leave us, man. Somebody just shoot his horse so he can't leave. Just somebody in chat shoot his horse. Grab a gun and shoot his horse real quick, then he can't leave. There'll be no riding off into the sunset for him. We just put an end to this. Just shoot Scrabble's horse. Nah. He won't walk. He's too lazy. He's an American. And we're all lazy. Hadn't you read? We're all a bunch of lazy people. So just shoot his horse. He'll go back in, eat some ice cream, and be good. Every single American, I don't know if you've read the studies, but every single American is just fat and lazy. It's true. I mean, scientists don't lie. Every single American is just fat and lazy. And we can't help it though, because it's a disease. All right, so let's play a little game here, okay? And remember, you're talking to a guy who has like dealt with his demons, and he used to weigh as much as a car, and really finally decided enough was enough, and I lost a ton of weight, and you know, so I know you can get over it, right? Anyways, so obesity is a disease, according to the government and researchers and everything else like that, okay? I'm going somewhere for this, okay? And I'm not here to insult people who are overweight, because it's tough, you know, it really is. Especially if you don't have the right support. Especially if you're a kid and your parents just give you everything in the world you want to eat, and their diet sucks. That's the biggest, like, if you're a kid and your parents' diet sucks, you inherit your family's diet, and you're there. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. But aside from that, right? Obesity is in our government's view a disease and an epidemic, and we really need to do something about it. That is their viewpoint. So what is the government doing to help obese people with their disease? I mean, let's just be honest. What are they doing to help with it? Are they giving them free Jenny Craig, free Weight Watchers? Are they giving them some sort of free drug that they can take to help them curb their appetite, to help their metabolism, to help them fight their addiction to food? Are we doing anything to help with that? No. We're doing things like what Meowsy says. You know, we're putting sugar taxes in place. We're penalizing them, right? We're taking somebody who, in the government's eyes, has an addiction to food and has, you know, it's either an addiction or it's a disease. And we're basically putting it on them and saying, if you want to be fat, it's going to cost you a lot of money, because we're going to put sugar taxes in place and things like that, and we're going to make it painful in your wallet. Let's flip the side of this, right? We're not giving them free gym memberships. We're not helping them out with counseling, free counseling to help them get off of obesity. We're not doing any of that stuff. But yet, when we listen to the studies and they come out and they talk about heart disease is the #1 killer in Americans and obesity is the leading factor to it, right? You've all heard these studies. You've all heard about this. What is the government doing to help those people who are obese? Nothing. The onus is put completely on them. We're not giving them free counseling. We're not giving them some sort of free FDA pill that is working for weight loss. There are some out there that supposedly work. We're not helping them out with financial credits for getting, you know, as much as I don't agree with it, you know, lap band surgery or something else like that. We don't give them the tools to help them out to change their life. Let's flip it. Heroin. If you're an addict to heroin, they're going to give you Narcan, so if you OD, that you can survive the OD. We're going to bend over our back to try to get you counseling and to get you into a self-help group and everything else like that, because you need to get off of that because you're addicted to a drug that doesn't kill as many people as heart disease and health and doesn't cost as much as our economy. We sued the tobacco industry years ago because the financial burden that cigarette smoking was putting on the healthcare industry was so great that we needed to sue big tobacco and get all this money for all the states to help pay for that. But yet, the number one killer is heart disease, and obesity is the leading factor towards it, but we're not willing to do a thing to help the individual out with that. I just want you to ponder that for a second. It's just amazing to me the double standards that go on out there. Oh, poor heroin user got addicted to heroin. Oh, what could have led to that? Depression and everything else like that. Oh, the poor little thing needs to be coddled and get some counseling. And let's make sure that we help them get off of the big bad heroin. Yeah, you got a kid who grew up in a family of obese people who ate greasy food all the time, whose mom really only knows how to make hamburgers and fried chicken and feeds it to her kids 7 days a week, and we're not doing anything to help him out. It's not really his fault that he's obese. It's his environment that he lives in is killing him. And we don't do anything about that. The solution to obesity is overpopulation. I don't agree with that either. Probably because a lot of the companies selling crap stuff are based in America. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. The fast food industry is not the culprit. The fast food, let's be honest. You know, everybody wants to point the finger out at fast food and blame them. Kentucky Fried Chicken's the problem, or McDonald's is the problem because they don't serve enough healthy options. The last time I checked, Colonel Sanders isn't cooking dinner in your own home when you're making bad food at home, right? Not everybody eats out 7 days a week. We put this stigma on fast food and point the fingers at them and say, the reason I'm obese is because I eat fast food. I actually read a study 10 years ago when there was this big hoopla about fast food industry, and there were people wanting to sue the fast food industry for not having enough healthy choices on their menu. Nobody made your lazy butt eat fast food. There was a construction worker on one of them said, I have to eat fast food 5 days a week because I don't have time to go somewhere to get food, and therefore I have to go eat fast food every day, and they're not providing me with any healthy choices. Shame on them. I should sue them. I'm sorry. How long does it take your lazy butt when you get home to make something to eat and put it in a Tupperware bowl? You don't have to eat fast food, so don't blame fast food for yourself being overweight. You do fast food because you don't take the time to do things for yourself at home. You take the convenience factor and you get your food from a fast food restaurant and eat out of a box. You could go to your grocery store and buy the stuff to make a healthy pita wrap, or buy yourself a tortilla at home at the store and a little bit of lean luncheon meat and lean cheese, and you could make a heck of a lot better lunch at home and take it with you to work and eat good. You could buy some apples. You could get some, celery sticks and some carrots. All that stuff that you want to say the fast food joint doesn't offer you, your grocery store does. And it's far cheaper to go to the grocery store and buy it. But why don't they do it? Because they're lazy. So don't sue. You can't sue fast food, and you can't blame fast food for the problem. Guess there were several tornadoes around me and I slept through it. Well, hello, Rumpelstiltskin. How are you? Welcome to the stream. So, yeah. Can eat fast food and be healthy. Moderation is the key. Absolutely, dude. You can have as much fast food in your life as you deem necessary. It's also the portions that you eat. You know, if you're going to go to McDonald's and you're going to get you 2 of their chicken parm sandwiches because they're oh so delicious, and you're going to double fist them down during your lunch break, that's probably not a good idea when one sandwich would suffice. But you can't get enough of that ooey gooey goodness, so you get 2 of them. So, I believe that the big benefit of all aspects of society would be the more we give access to psychologists, maybe teach not knowing what our control and what it all starts at home. Himmy's right. It all starts at home. It all starts with parents being good parents. I mean, that's the fact of the matter. It all starts with parents being parents and accepting the responsibility that when you have a child, you have to be better for that child. That your responsibility is to raise that child into a better situation than you're in, right? That's what you want. That's what my parents strive for. That's what most parents strive for. Most parents strive for their kids to be better off than they were. They want to leave their kids in a better situation than they were in. Even the Richie Riches want their kids to be better off than they are. That's what parenting is, right? And parenting is accepting the fact that you don't want your kid to become a big, huge butterball kid that can't run a mile. And realizing that you need to better yourself and better your kid so he doesn't. And if you start there, you don't have the problem. Parents, there's too many parents out there that want to be their kid's friend and not be their parent. They want their kids to like them and be their best bud instead of doing the things that might hurt a little bit, right? Instead of doing what's right and risking having your kid be a little bit unhappy with you, there's too many that want them to be their best friend. My kid's my best friend. And I give them anything they want. If they want buttered spaghetti noodles for dinner every night, that's what they're gonna get. Because they're my little friend. And if that means they have a heart attack before they turn 15, that's all right. I've still got my little friend. I do a maintenance for a daycare system. I see it every day. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. People have to sign an affidavit or something, like make a contract with humanity that says, before I can have a kid, I'm going to do all I can to make sure that my kid's a better human being than I am. And if I don't, you can hold me accountable. That's not saying you have to succeed. That's just saying you have to try. I think there are some that are just going to fail. But if you try your hardest and do everything you can, you know. But I don't think people try their hardest. I don't think they take that acceptance and go, my life, it's not about me anymore. I brought a kid into this world. It's not about me anymore. It's about that kid. My life now is making sure that that kid grows up to be better than me. I just don't think we have enough people that accept that responsibility. You may disagree with me on that one. That's fine. But I think that's where it starts. It all starts at home. You know? And, you know, the other side of that is we as a society don't value family anymore. You know? We got too many deadbeat dads. We got too many single moms out there. We got people who aren't taking responsibility for their actions. Because it's me. Had a little girl a few weeks ago that had been beat with a coat hanger, called the state DFACS. Parents still have that child. Huh. I'm not gonna comment on that one because I don't know the situation, you know. And that one I don't know about. Oh man, I just screwed up. I pulled in too close. I was almost done. This is gonna be painful. Yeah, I don't know how to comment on that one because I don't know like if it was a bad situation where the parents have just beat the snot out of the kids, I get that, right? There's been a lot of belt whippings that I got when I was a kid that I deserved. And by today's standards, my parents might have gotten locked up in jail if I had gone and complained, right? I mean, because it's almost to the situation where a lot of it today, the least little bit of a whelp that's placed on a kid's leg or butt or whatever, that least little bit of a whelp can get you in trouble these days, right? My mom and dad would beat my ass, and when they did, I'd have a whelp on my butt, or I'd have a whelp like if I was a wiggler, right? I would like try to clench my butt cheeks real tight, and you know, or move right before the belt hit me, so it didn't so I didn't take his, you know, that pre-flinch that you have, right? Getting into a little too much information about how I accept a butt whipping, but anyways, I would wiggle a lot, right? I was a squirmer, and which meant I took a lot of hits to the legs, Not because my dad was beating me on the legs, just because my dad went to paddle me and I flinched and Dad was aiming for a specific spot. What he was aiming for moved and he hit the leg. And so I would have had a whelp on my leg. And there are times when I took a beating from my parents, and I will call it a beating because it was punishment. It was not my parents were abusing me. They were punishing me. And I took a punishment. And I deserved said punishment. And I don't believe my parents were ever overly forceful with their punishment on me. So I will say that. And, you know, they did what they thought was best for me. And, but by today's standards, there are occasions that my parents probably could have gotten in trouble. If I had been a little snotty kid who knew how to work the system in today's standards, this did not exist when I grew up. This, you know, all you got to do is tell your teacher thing and the least little bit gets your parents in troubles. That didn't exist when I was a kid. So the whippings that I took, while some of them could have been, by today's standards, would have been excessive, they were nothing. They were nothing. I mean, my dad used to hit me with a peach tree switch on the leg. And let me tell you, just one hit with a peach tree switch to the leg is going to leave a whelp. It's going to leave a mark. You know, especially if you're a little pudgy kid, you know, which I was at that age. I was a little pudgy kid. It's going to leave a whelp. And if I had gone to my teacher and said, my daddy abuses me, look, see, there's a whelp on my leg. By today's standards, I could have had my dad put in jail. But you know what? I'm so thankful my dad beat my ass. I am so glad. I am so glad my parents punished me. I'm a better person because of it. Mini Squirrel, what's up, man? How's the new day in the UK? What mods do you use for FS17? A bunch of different ones. I don't list them off. If I listed them off, every stream would be just me listing off all the mods. And I don't do a mods list because I don't have that much time in my life. Are the Bales done? I got off for a bit. I think I got the last bale. I think that was it. I think that was the last one that I just got. I think those last few Bales were in. There are plenty of ways parents can punish kids. Yeah, and most of them don't work. Sometimes corporal punishment is the best way to go. My sister's kids, they did that whole hands-off punishment stuff with sitting on the naughty spot and all of that stuff. Didn't work. It didn't work. None of that stuff worked. They didn't learn a lesson. It was a joke to most of them. Most kids, it's a joke. Their parents tell them to go sit in a corner. Most of them daydream the whole time. And it's just a joke to them. They don't learn anything off of that stuff. Smack them on the butt, they get it. Pain is an incredible motivator. Let's put it this way. Your body. You know, you exercise a little too much. You pull a muscle. It doesn't like tell you to go sit on the naughty spot for a few minutes and then you can go out. Like, it doesn't say, hang on, you got to stop for a few minutes and sit and think about what you've done because you've hurt me. And, you know, don't do it again. You know, you got to sit on the couch for 30 minutes. No, it hurts. And when you hurt, the pain makes you realize, yeah, I shouldn't do that again. You get it. When you hurt, when there's a little bit of pain, you get it. Anyways, this was a quick hello. I'm off to bed, nearly 1 a.m. Yeah, I figured, you know, anybody who comes in who from the UK and it's, you know, this hour at night, they start listening to my soothe, sultry voice. And it starts to lull them into a deep, deep sleep. And you'll be in bed listening to this and you'll think, man, I'm tired. I really could use a nap. And then you'll just go off to sleep. Because I've been told by many a European that they watch my stream and I put them to bed. So it's no surprise that you're just here stopping in to go to bed, because everybody comes in, they get their warm glass of milk and a banky, and then they just kind of tuck in and decide it's time to go off to La La Land. And they get that nice little relaxing moment here, and then they're off to sleep, where they dream of farm sim and John Deere tractors and dogs that ride in the truck with them and horses that gallop across the field, while the sun moves and tracks their movement and the moon rolls in late in the afternoon, and there's a happy tree right over there on the side of the farm. A lone oak, maybe, that they could name their farm from. That happy tree that marks where Bob Ross buried all the bodies that is actually killed when he was a psycho. Yeah, he planted that happy little tree there to conceal the mass grave that's underneath it. Anyways, have a good night, have a good sleep. Hope you had a great day today. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, if you survive the night and the things that are under your bed. All right, with that said, it is 6:57. I'm going to make my way to 7 Days to Die. That means the farm sim side of the stream is going to come to an end. That also means I'm going to say night-night to the people on YouTube. If you're watching this as a replay, thanks for being with us today. Come join us over on Twitch sometime for the live stream. Those who are going to be sticking around, I am going to burp the stream here in just a minute so that we stop the recording of the farm sim stream and then pick up with the 7 Days to Die. So I will put you guys into the transition screen for loading, and I will say I'm going to save everything that I'm doing here. I'm going to log out of farm sim. I'm going to take a 2-minute break to reset some things on my end, and I will be back with you so soon. I'll turn the music up just a little bit. I will give you a warning when I burp the stream, all right? So this concludes the farm sim portion of the day, and I will be right back with you guys in about 2 minutes. So relax, talk amongst yourselves, maybe Scrabble. Want to fill some time here with you guys, and I will be right back in just a couple of minutes.
Hello, hello. Yo. Yo. How do you like Eco there, Casper?
Meh. It's alright.
EVR coming on?
I don't know.
What are you two talking about?
Nothing.
Hi. All right, chat, here comes the burp.